Today we are going to talk about emotions and how these emotions relate with the chakras, and so we will see these emotions that people can have according to the whole system. So that when someone comes with this kind of emotion, then you know where it is coming from. Okay, so so the things we will cover today is about sadness, loneliness, instability, this feeling of being ungrounded, that can lead to fear also, fear of judgment, so that people are afraid to be themselves, and also the mind, to unsteady mind, and also the negativity, and not being able to let go and keeping things inside. So we will cover this. But after we do this, we will also do something more detailed within the chakras. Okay? So, let's start from sadness. Sadness mainly comes from the heart. And the heart chakra, it has two possibilities. There is too much energy or too little energy. And the sadness is coming from the too little energy in the heart. That means that something happened in my life in relation to pain, something that caused me pain, which unbalanced my chakra. So here we are talking about relationship issues. It can be mother, father, anything. Any relationship is connected with the heart. So when there is a problem with the relationship and it causing pain, then my heart chakra goes unbalanced. So now I'm talking about the reasons why the heart chakra can go unbalanced. Okay? So the main thing is pain. I feel pain and my heart just like, and it's like, then I start feeling sad and all kind of things start happening in the heart. So relationship, one. But also when we have been abandoned. And here we have many different meaning of abandonment, which means maybe my mother didn't breastfeed me, or maybe my mother was too busy working, or I didn't get that love and affection. So my heart just goes unbalanced, and then it's the sadness is a consequence. Okay, and so other reason can be, for instance, abuse. Physical abuse especially, where I become cold, I freeze, so my heart just loses the power of love, and this is all unbalanced, the defect. Of course, when something is happening, it can go an unbalance per excess, which means there is too much energy in the heart or too little energy in the heart, or both at the same time. But sadness is related when there is too little energy. Any point when we didn't receive empathy? Empathy is like, I needed someone to listen to me, but they're like, I don't have time. Or like you start talking and they do something else. Or said, oh, sorry, I got a message on WhatsApp. So their heart just goes like this. So one time, two time, three time, and then that becomes like, I'm not going to open my heart again. So this is another possible way when we don't get empathy. Also when we don't get affection, like loving affection, when love is not flowing in our life. So there also we become more cold-hearted. So these are some reasons why the heart chakra can go unbalanced. So now the heart is unbalanced per defect. What happens is the person's pranic energy here is very low. that means I don't feel loved. I don't feel I deserve to be loved. I can even find the perfect husband, but I don't feel love flowing. Then I'm like, oh my God, what is happening? And the person loves me so much, but I don't feel it's enough. It's never enough. Because there is something in my heart rejecting it. And these people can also become a little bit more cold. They can also become a little bit more distant. They can be in isolation. In this isolation, there is a feeling of loneliness. They feel lonely. They feel... You can be in a room full of people and feel totally lonely. You can be in a community and you can feel lonely. You can be with your family and feel lonely. It's in an internal feeling of loneliness because of the heart chakra being unbalanced per defect. This loneliness, of course, increases the unbalance because more I am lonely, more I am sad, and more the heart keeps unbalancing.
So it's like a circle.
It's a pattern. Yes, it keeps repeating. You know, that's why we need to fight it. We don't have to be like, okay, I feel tired and I'm just tired and tired and tired. No, I have to fight it. I feel lonely, then get up. Call somebody, write to somebody, go out, meet people, you know, do something. Oh, I feel sad. Then don't watch a romantic crying movie. Right? It's like, oh, it's like I'm sad. Or like put like music. I'm like, you know, it's like, no. We don't do that. We are augmenting, we are increasing the sadness. So we actually have to do the opposite. Because otherwise we are increasing the heart unbalance problem. You know, it keeps like going more and more down the issue. So we have to act in a way to give some energy. It's like too little. I said too little energy, so we need a little bit more energy. But remember, it's women especially, they tend to have a lot excess as well. Excess and defect. If you see, the nature of women is sacrifice. Give, give, give. You know? And then what happens when you give, give, give? You feel you don't receive enough. And then suddenly you are like, I'm not giving anymore.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, that's enough. After all what I gave you, I didn't get anything in return, you know? And it's like, who asked you to give all that, you know, first of all? But we just feel like we give, give, give because we are actually hungry for love. So we are expecting the other to give us back because we have a problem. They are not even asking. And mothers do that with children, women do that with partners, and of course the other way around also. So it's something that women tend to have. Also too much empathy. What is too much empathy? Someone is telling me a problem and I feel the problem. And I'm suffering for the problem of the other person. It doesn't make sense, you know? Our life is already complicated. Imagine we start taking the problems of other people in our life. You know, it's like, oh, I'm drowning. I'm drowning too, you know, and then we are both drowning. It's like, what's the point? No, we should never drown with the other, never. So this happens when the heart is excess. Oh, someone is drowning. Let me go, you know, and you just like throw yourself. It's like, wait a minute, you know, that's not how it works, you know. So if we don't know how to swim, then it's better we ask help or we do something that we don't drown ourselves. But people with a heart in excess, they suffer this. They really want to help the others like that. And they are very joyful people. They are very smiling and sparkling. They love to be with people. They're always with people. They do for everyone. They are good people. It means I can ask you anything I want and you will say yes. Oh, can you please do that? Yes. 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 You know, and then the person is just like, you know, going down. But this person cannot say no. It doesn't know the boundaries. It's a big problem. And people cross those boundaries all the time. And then I feel like, why they always ask? Can't they see that I'm tired? You know? It's like actually they don't see it because we don't let them see it. We are always saying yes, so that's our problem. It's not their problem. So we have to learn to say no. So this is the boundary in the heart in excess, okay? So these are the dynamics of the excess in the heart. But these are very, you know, like enthusiastic people. But sadness is from the low, when the energy is low. So we see the differences. We're talking about the same chakra, but the dynamic is totally opposite. One is sad, the other one is joyful. This one is like, boundaries are strict. Sorry, my time is over, 5 minutes. The other one is like, let's keep talking, keep being here. Oh yeah, more time. Oh yeah, okay, I will help you. Oh no, money, it's okay, I will help you anyways, you know. It's all the time helping. So it's like boundaries. The defect, tight boundaries. Very rigid, very cold. The other one very warm, very welcoming. One is like really feeling, even going up to depression. The sadness going up to depression. The other one is very joyful. One is no empathy. The defect has no empathy. It's so self-centered. But the other people, they are open, too much open. So they feel the pain of other people. It's like, oh, that's life. That's normal that it's like that. You know, I take your pen because I need the pen. You know, it's like, I need it. It's very like me. The other one is like, oh, you don't have a pen? Okay, like I write a little and you write a little, you know? It's kind of like this. So we see people with sometimes both at the same time.
In one person.
In one person. How is that possible, right? How do you see it? Let's see an example. A person is very sad and feels very lonely, but you can ask this person anything you want and will always say yes. Do you know people like that? Or people who have no empathy towards the family, but a lot of empathy towards the friends. Okay? You see, it's the same person, opposite reactions. Or a person who is like super attached to the children and zero attachment to the husband. Or a person who is very, very, very loving, not loving, sorry, it's giving a lot, but it's always distant. Do you know people who give so much love, but are like distant? You feel like there is no warmth in that, you know? Maybe they do a lot of things for children, for charity, but there is always this like distant feeling and rigidity. So this is opposites in the same person. So we spoke about 3 different type of people. Excess, defect, excess at the same time. And the loneliness and the sadness is coming from the defect. But sometimes this sadness, and here we are talking about not a simple sadness, we are talking about depression, like really big sadness. It's like everything is like hopeless almost, you know. It's like a very, very, very difficult state of sadness, and that comes when the 7th chakra is out of balance. Okay? What happens with the 7th? Let's say like when it's in defect, sometimes also when it's in excess. So it's no point in differentiating them. So what happens here is that the 7th chakra is a very dangerous chakra because it takes away your vital force, your pranic energy. You feel exhausted, like not like a normal, like exhausted. And there is a lot of negative thoughts, so much negative thoughts. And then you feel sad, you feel no energy, you feel no desire to live. You feel living has no meaning. Why am I even here? What do I do? My life has no purpose. They feel very disconnected from the body. They feel very disconnected from life. How can you be joyful? Very difficult, very difficult. So there is this black energy around them. They cannot overcome this. It's very, very intense for them to feel this. Sometimes this feeling of loneliness is a feeling that can come from a feeling of emptiness. There is this feeling that you are in the body, but you don't feel the body. You have emotions, but you don't feel the emotions. You see the emotions with the mind, you don't feel them inside. And sometimes you feel like, am I alive? Or am I dreaming? Am I feeling? You eat something, you don't feel the taste. You do something, you don't feel it, So everything is disconnected. There is an emptiness feeling. And this feeling of emptiness can lead to sadness. Why? Because you are not feeling, you don't feel pleasure. And pleasure brings happiness, right? Yeah. Imagine you are chanting mantras and it's like empty. You are eating and it's empty. You are with people and it's empty. How is life? Empty. Sadness. It can really go to a different state of depression. Not bad like the 7th chakra, but it's a different type of depression.
So can imbalance in one chakra can lead to imbalance in the other chakra?
It can. So
if your heart chakra is imbalanced, it can lead to imbalance here.
Not necessarily. It depends on specific situations. I tell you, normally when you have an issue with this sadness or loneliness, what I do is I go and check which are the chakras related with that problem. So I'm already helping you to understand immediately what could be, because sometimes people say, oh, sadness is the heart, but it's not only the heart.
Yeah.
It can be different also. And also it's very difficult to find people with only one chakra unbalanced.
There are more.
Yeah.
That lady, like she had every chakra was imbalanced.
Except one.
Except one.
I think, or all.
All.
She had all chakras unbalanced, yes. Can you imagine? But her husband had only two chakras out of balance. And I told her, he's very rare. You remember?
Yes.
He's very rare. Because having only 2 chakras unbalanced, it means you are doing a lot of work inside. So that means that people's emotions and feelings, they are coming from a mixture of all the imbalances. That's what the personality is coming out. But we are not these unbalances, right? Srila Prabhupada is saying we are not this body, we are not these emotions, we are not the mind. Why? Because all these things are not us. These are not things that relate with our real identity. It's coming because there is unbalance. Okay? So, 2nd chakra, unbalanced per defect. What happens? 2nd chakra is here. Svadhisthana, lower abdomen. Yes, below the belly button. So here we have a state of emptiness. We don't feel emotions. we don't feel, sometimes we see things through the mind, not through the feeling. And sometimes guilt can be there also. And if people are, this is related also with sexuality, no sexual energy power, very low. These women, when they get married, it's a problem because they are fearful. They don't want it. They are bored. They're like, oh no, please Krishna save me. You know, it's very difficult. It's very often they feel abuse every time. They're like, okay, he's my husband, you know, but you don't want it. So you feel like he's invading your space all the time, all the time. Imagine like they sleep together and the man gets up and he has this urge and the woman has no desire. And the woman is like, okay, sacrifice, you know, sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice. Of course, all this leads to sadness.
Then it will create imbalance here.
Yes. Yes. So it's a very difficult topic also. Sexuality is a huge topic. Women suffer so much from it. Especially because there is no training in how to do it. It's just like, do it. It's like, how? You know? There is a whole process and they don't know it. So women, very often they feel abused in this. Very, very, very often. It's a very common dynamic. Okay? Sometimes also men, but it's more rare. So we covered the sadness and the feeling of loneliness. One thing I would say for sadness, if people have this sadness, the main chakras I would work on is on the heart. If the sadness is extreme, then I know that it's also here, but not always. Sometimes it's just normal sadness. The second chakra could be, because I always ask questions related with the chakras so that I know. I mean, I know without asking questions also, but in case you want to ask questions, it's good to go have confirmation. Normally, I also like to just tell people right away everything, and then I say, do you have questions? No. You know? They're like, yeah, that's okay, you said everything, you know? So it's nice because it's not difficult, it's very easy to do this, but people trust you after, right?
Yes.
They're like, oh my God, how did you know all these things without ever speaking to me? And then they're like, anything you say, they just like listen to you after. So it's really, of course, it's a big responsibility after for us, you know. We cannot use this power over them, you know.
So how long did it take you to learn everything that you know now?
I learn every day. It's never a time where you think you can say, oh, now I learned, you know.
So it's a process.
Every day you learn.
But when did you start learning about this? When was it?
You know, I think it's something that started when I was, I think, 10-year old. You know, like trying to heal the little bird that is dying, the little cat that, you know, hit the head, or like, you know, I think it comes from my father. He always had this feeling of omnipotency. I can do anything. He was a Shaivite, you know. He's like, if I only chant Om Namah Shivaya, I can do anything, you know. He gave me that thing in my genes. So even when I was small, I always had this feeling I can do anything. You know, I always said like there is so much power in us, we can do anything. But I never knew how to do it, right? I didn't have any guide or anything. But the moment I exploded with this information and it became real is when I gave birth to my son. For a woman, giving birth is a magical moment if you do it properly. And I had a cesarean. I'm not saying it went well, but the whole process the whole pregnancy and also the whole delivery moment, I use the Carnatic singing, the meditations, and like it was ecstatic, it was incredible, but it ended up in cesarean anyways. Still, because of the whole preparation I had, it was extraordinary. That moment I just had a download of so much information. Wow. Everything was so clear.
It happened naturally.
Yes,
wow.
yes. And even before I was starting to do sessions and to heal chakras, it would take me 10 sessions. Now I can heal chakras in 1 minute. All chakras, 1 minute, no problem. But it took time. Now I can do with my mind, immediately. Before I could do it with my hand. And before it took me one whole session of 1 hour. And it's a process. You keep growing. Maybe in the beginning for you it will take you more time. And then keep doing and it will reduce less and less. But it's also about you and your practice. It's nothing is just coming. We need to experiment something in order to be able to give. And also the other important thing is that we have to feel that pain. It's
being empathetic.
Yes.
You have to feel that pain, and then only you will be able to.
Yes, but
with boundaries.
It's just an experience. Like we shouldn't be in there. It means as healers, as helpers, it's enough that we learned that one time and that's it. Yeah. So I was very fortunate because my life before coming to Krishna was horrible. It was so difficult, so intense, so much intense pain and suffering. And thanks to that, I can understand people so well, So it's as Kunti Devi says, it's a blessing. So as healers, it's good for us to suffer, but we have to quickly overcome it. So if we know how to overcome our suffering, then we can help other people to overcome their suffering. That means we have to practice. I will give you tools on how to practice this. So what, for sadness and loneliness, you would say the heart is the main. So you would tell them to chant the mantra for the heart chakra, which is Yam. So you would tell them, chant Yam and visualize the green color and bring an intention. This is so important, the intention, the sankalpa. I am happy. I am peaceful in my heart. I am full of joy. Don't say I am not sad. That's horrible sentence.
Don't use the negative word.
Yeah, no, the mind doesn't really understand it clearly. It should be very clear. I'm joyful. I'm blissful. I deserve to be happy. So we want this kind of sentences. But also when girls are quite young, hormones. A lot of hormones are there. And so we are working on the second chakra. That's why also we want to work with the Bija mantra, Vam, with the orange.
Chakra.
Yes.
So the color is orange.
Orange, yes. And here we can always say, I don't know, my hormones are balanced. I manage my emotions well. Because sometimes they just don't manage the emotions. So it's like, I balance my emotions. So the sentences we say are positive, in a positive way. So let's see also which oils could work for this.
Yeah.
Sadness. So for sadness, what we would use is some empowering, happy oils. All the citrus oils are taking the light from the sun. Citrus means tangerine.
Yeah, like lemon.
Yes, yes.
Orange.
Yes. So the best would be wild orange,
White orange.
Wild orange. But tangerine is maybe better because tangerine works on all 7 chakras and wild orange works on 5 chakras, which is not bad. So I would say this is really good. Sometimes, but this is for curiosity, for your curiosity, bergamot is an oil of empowerment. It helps you to reach to a destination, to success. You know, you see there is this chart.
What is the name?
Bergamot.
The spelling would be?
A B-E-R-G-A-M-O-T. Bergamot. For success. This also works on all 7 chakras. Very powerful oil. And this is also good for thyroid problems. It helps you to reduce and, you know, fix it. It's amazing. So this oil, where would we apply it? First of all, remember, citrus oils should not go under the direct sunlight. Okay. So you cannot put it on the forehead and the sun is there. So it's better maybe in the evening or very early in the morning. But if it's under, it's okay. It just shouldn't be in direct contact with the sun. But you can put it under the feet, no problem. So the places that you put is under the feet, in the lower abdomen, in the solar plexus here above, of course in the heart, and I would also put it here on the forehead.
But during the evening or early in the morning?
Yes, and on the top of the head. If the 7th chakra is unbalanced, if the negativity is really huge. Why did I also say the 3rd chakra and the 6th chakra? Why? Because the 3rd chakra gives determination and willpower. Sometimes people who are sad tend to have this victim mentality. Oh, poor me. Oh, because me. You know, it's like all because everything bad is happening to me. And they like tend to fall in a trap of lamentation. Oh, you know, I'm so sad. Oh, my family, my this, my that. And they don't take action. And they cannot. They are trapped in this. There is weakness. So putting the oil here gives them that willpower. Get out of this situation. Fight. Get out of this sadness.
Putting here.
Yes. The solar plexus. But I also said here on the 6th chakra. Why? Because this is the mind. The mind controls everything. Sometimes it's a pattern in the mind. We think, I'm sad, I'm used to be sad, I don't see my future, everything is gray, everything is bad. It's like, change the mind. We have to, I saw that you are working with the quotes, the sentences, affirmations. Very good with that. If you do the affirmations with the oil, you know what happens? It's incredible because we have the brain, we have the limbic system. In the limbic system, we have, it's the ancient brain. We have all the memories, experiences, traumas, everything is here. And this is the one who is sending the information to everything, right?
So, do we also have past lives traumatic events in our memory?
We do have. And those you can work a lot with the belly button chakra. And the oil to work on the past lives and on karmic knots coming from the genealogy, like the family ancestors. You know, the great grandmother was being raped. And she sends that energy, and I get that energy, and I don't know why I'm feeling like that. It's not my energy, it's her energy.
Wow.
So how do we break that? Cypress essential oil, very powerful oil. It's, yes. And also for curses, when people curse you.
Yeah. Is that real?
That's real. That's absolutely real. Yeah. Sometimes the curses from the past lives. And like people who never have relationship, have never money. Whatever they do, it always fails. Why? Because there is a problem in the past.
It's the same oil.
Yes. Cypress, very powerful. The good thing is that once you will learn to test with the hands or with the, I think I will teach you the hands.
To understanding others?
Yeah?
Yeah, please. I studied psychology because I really wanted to help people, but I'm not very familiar, like I do not feel satisfied. I studied from 11th grade till masters. 2 years masters, 3 years bachelors, 2 years in school. So 7 years of studying psychology, I do not feel satisfied.
I know.
And it was all Western psychology.
Yeah, I know.
Sigmund Freud.
I know.
All those schools.
I know.
I'm not able to apply those in real life.
I know.
It's very difficult.
I know.
And I feel that I am meant for this, but I have no knowledge till now.
Yes. This, people go to psychoanalysis, psychologists, counselors for 10 years. Then they come to me and they tell me in one session, I tell them what they told them in 10 years. With me, they can get like they're like, oh my God, how did you just know all this in one session, And this is the power of energy. And it's so quick. Why do we need to waste the money and time of people? We are not here to, this is not a type of work that we are wanting their money. We should heal them. That's our purpose.
Yeah.
We should not lock them with us, That's so bad. So many people do that, healers. They do it in a way where the other one is never healed enough. I do it in a way where I give homework to people and they become independent, and that's beautiful. They feel the difference, and this is very valuable. It's very relatable, very easy also at the same time. You have to study a little bit, understand it, practice it a little bit, but once you know it, it's easy. For me, would I ever prepare for such a thing? Nah. Just go and talk, just go and do it. And the most important thing for these things is also connection
with the Lord.
Yes. Before I do any type of consultation, I pray. Om Jnanati Mirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I do the full prayer even in front of atheist people who never heard about Krishna. I don't care.
Yeah.
First of all, why am I doing that? To protect myself,
Yes, right.
to protect the other person, and to be guided. We are not, and I want to say this, we are not the doer. We should never think, oh, I can see, I can fix you, I can help you. No.
So you're just the medium.
Yes.
You're getting energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very easy to fall in that trap. It's like, oh, I can do anything. Oh, let me help. I can do. We can say like that, but the faith is coming from up. The result is not from us. Just today when Mataji said, oh, I hope it works because I don't want to waste your time. You would feel disappointed. I'm like, why would I feel disappointed? It has nothing to do with me. If Krishna wants, he will help. If he doesn't want, it's, maybe you should do it again or try something. So we should teach people to become independent. That's the most valuable thing. So these oils are a very good product to suggest people, because when they use it, they know, it's like, okay, I'm feeling like this, I use it. I remember my sister was crying. oh, this happened, you know, and she was talking and talking and talking. She was so upset. And while she was talking, I didn't want to disturb her. While she's talking, I just took her hand, I put her the oil, you know, and I rubbed it in her body. And I said, smell it 1 second. And and then this happened, you know, and then she's like, you know, putting the oil. And after a few minutes, she's just talking normal. And I'm like, how do you feel? Oh, I feel really good. You know, and she was like, and I'm like, did you see the oil works? She's like, oh my God, it's true. I didn't even realize that I put the oils, and it just like immediately, you know, it changed. And I noticed this also with my mother, the same. She's like crying, and I'm like putting her the oils and listening to her in the meantime. And after that, sometimes she's completely quiet. With kids, it's immediate. With kids, like I have to. You put the oils, and from being like hysterical to angels in less than 3 minutes.
Wow.
It's fascinating. It's fascinating. It's even scary sometimes, like, oh my God, is it true, you know? It's almost like miraculous, you know? Sometimes, rarely, it might not work, then you might need to change the oil. It's just about maybe you didn't use the correct one. But with the test, you can see which one you should suggest. It's like, which one should I use? This one? No. This one? No. This one? No. This one? Yes. And then it's like, you take this, and you like, which chakras should I apply? First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Which ones? And then you just like, you know, give a schedule. Everything becomes so easy.
I remember when you came here for the first time, it was you, Ineke, and I. We were in the room. And you told my one chakra was imbalanced, and then you asked me to do like this.
The kinesiology test, yeah. This is very good for people to see, because sometimes I talk and people are, in India it's easier, but in the West they're always like a little bit
suspicious.
Yes. Yeah. And then I'm like, oh, don't worry, I will let me show it on your body. You will tell me if it works or not.
And then I smelled one oil, and my arm was very weak. And then I smelled it, and then you were not able to push it.
Yes, it becomes stronger. Yes. And showing this to people is actually a good way to get faith. People need to know, why am I doing it? Why am I even investing on it also? So they need that kind of like faith. So you will learn, you will see like sadness. Okay, which chakra, this. But if you don't know, then I'm giving you a generic thing. But otherwise, you can just test which chakras is her sadness coming from. And then you test. And then you give the oil for that reason. Okay? So I would say citrus oil would be the best for sadness. But one oil that is good for all kind of emotions is called balance. I don't know if in India they have it. You can check. It's called balance. It's just done for like giving that state of, you know, balance. So yeah, this is related with sadness and loneliness, and mainly the heart chakra, but also other chakras.